was to use the back portion of this building. There, we have 3 bays back there, and to potentially convert that to a meeting room. There are some challenges, you know, with getting to it, but it could be a possibility. And then another alternative that was considered is bumping out in the front. The architect is still a little, they don't seem to be real committed to like really focusing in on our project. And as we have been moving along, it seems very clear that probably the first step for a larger meeting room is to utilize the schoolhouse next door. Because we just received a $100,000 grant, for one thing, to help restore that building, which could go towards the cost. And we had originally planned on making it a community space anyway, a large room. So at this point, you know, since things are going very slowly with the concepts for this building, and we're pretty sure we want to go ahead and move forward with the building next door, my suggestion is that we get a proposal from an architect who has historic experience, renovations and restoration experience, and Carnival Eustace Architects is one out of Phoenixville that has a lot of experience in that area. So my recommendation this evening is that we get a cost proposal for them to do construction design for that building, for a meeting room, and at the same time we kind of finish out the concept plans for this building as far as the reconfiguration of admin, and then possibly the 2 meeting room spaces in the future if we decide we don't want to stay in a separate building long term, and at least get those concepts together. In addition to the $100,000 grant that we just received, we also have just about $400,000 of COVID funds that we received that we had discussed using for an increased meeting room and improved admin space that's more secure and has improved security. So those were some of the higher priorities to use those funds for, and we do have to use those funds in the next, I think, 3 years. So that's kind of where we're at this point. So if you guys are okay with me getting a cost proposal from Carnival Eustace for the building next door, I can do that. If you'd like me to keep working on different alternatives and hold off on that, I can do that too.
What do you think?
I'm in favor.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I like it. Okay, Tracy, let's see here. Then I will make a motion to authorize the township manager to obtain a proposal from Carnival Eustace Architects to prepare construction plans for the conversion of the schoolhouse to a meeting room, and to finalize concept plans from Kimmel Orget for 2 alternative future meeting rooms, as one as an addition on the front of the existing building, and the other utilizing the lower level of the 3-bay garage at the rear of the building, as well as admin space, reconfiguring, and public works expansion alternatives. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discuss use of meeting room at St. Luke's Lutheran Church for regular BOS meetings in 2023 May 4th meeting scheduled to occur at St. Luke's.
Yeah, so sorry it's so long, but as I mentioned earlier, we already are scheduled to use St. Luke's on May 4th, and the last few months we've been seeing overflowing public participation, which is great, but it gets challenging here in this space. And so I just wanted to throw out the possibility of, you know, having your regular meetings at St. Luke's for this year while we're working on this expansion plan, if that's something you're interested in. The reason I bring it up now is we would have to schedule it with them and make sure that they would reserve those times for us. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. I just wanted to put it out there as a possibility.
Okay.
If, let's say we ask to have it reserved, but then decide, like, let's say we don't need it, like tonight, it's not, this is manageable.
So
Right.
the challenge is I have to advertise the
Where it
location
is.
of our meetings, so I would have to commit in advance. So for the May 4th, I'll advertise that you're gonna have your meeting there.
It's already
But
gonna be there.
Yeah, so, right, but going forward, we kind of either need to commit and then I advertise, or we just work with our current situation and go from there. It is $150 per night using it.
Okay. All right.
Can we make
You
make
can
this,
wait.
we can
Yeah.
wait and do this on May 4th.
Yeah, well, you could make the decision on May 11th, but we would still be here.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you can see how it goes for a while, and if you think it's still an issue, then we can always do
I
it
just-
later.
Don't want to go spend money that we don't have to spend.
Sure, no, I
Right.
totally get that, I just thought I would put it out there as an option.
Okay, all right, thank you. Faust Road and Squeezeford Road, project update, authorization to purchase pipe for approved construction project.
All right, so, as Norm mentioned, we're working through the details of, the bid documents, which I do need you guys to sign tonight before you leave. But also, part of the project, in an effort to save money, was for us to purchase pipe in-house for the contractor. So we have, proposals from LD Water, to purchase pipe. The Faust Road pipe will cost $32,026.78. The Squeezeford Road pipe will be $1,850.32. The Squeezeford Road project, our public works guys are gonna install that in-house. The Faust Road project, that's a bigger one, and the contractor will be installing that. So LB Water is a CoStar's contractor, so we're good with that.
Good with that, meaning you don't have to.
Meaning we don't have to go out to bid, correct?
And it means even if you got other prices, they'd be the same. That's the whole point of CoStar's, it's bid at the beginning of the year, so you're going to get as good a price as you're going to get.
Okay. Comments? Good? Okay. All right, we'll make a motion to authorize the township manager to purchase pipe from LB Water under the CoStar's program as outlined in the quotes from LB Water totaling $32,026.78 and $1,850.32. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Great.
All right, website updates, additional information to be posted on the website.
So this is kind of two things. So I have begun the process of transitioning us from Civic Plus that we currently use to host our website to PSATs. It's a much more cost-effective alternative. But in order to get kind of a higher level of website that's more user-friendly, it was recommended that we use TownPress rather than WordPress, and PSATs recommended a company called the IT department to help us get it set up so that it's as user-friendly as possible, similar to what we like. They estimate it'll be about 10 to 15 hours to help us get that set up, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm looking for authorization to have them do that work. And then the second thing, we had talked about possibly adding additional information to the website. So if there's anything that you would like us to incorporate as we go forward with this, you can let me know.
Okay. Okay. Comments?
One comment, when we switched websites, we saved roughly what?
Yeah, so we're paying almost $4,000 a year, I think, to Civic Plus, and PSATs is gonna be like $400 a year.
That's a good offset, right?
It's a great offset, yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely a great cost savings, and, we looked at other municipalities who go through PSATs, and they have nice websites. One, Dallas Township, up in, I think up in the Poconos, we liked the layout of their website because it's a lot fewer clicks to get to what you're looking for. You can have a lot more tabs that go straight to what you might be interested in on the
Right.
left side and across the top. So So we're hopeful that it's gonna be a much more user-friendly setup.
And who does the, they're doing the hosting, who does the updates? Will that be controlled by Tracy, by you?
We do, yeah, yeah. So, right, so this IT company will help us get kind of the framework all set up, and then we'll get everything, they'll help us get everything up there, and then Kate and I will keep it updated.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. All right, then I'll make a motion to authorize the township manager to use the IT department LLC. When we say, I'm sorry, Tracy, as needed, so they're called, when I make this motion, do I need to have a dollar figure associated with this, or how are we handling it?
So that's why I said as needed. I mean, they're estimating 10 to 15 hours, so it's probably gonna be like $1,500 at the most.
So if I had a cost not to exceed.
You can say 1,500, I mean, if you want.
10 thoughts?
I mean, maybe say 2,000, just so that
2,000?
I have a little buffer to work with them on stuff.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. Then I will, go ahead.
So roughly about $3,300 from the savings to switch to the new website. Incurred cost of $2,000 approximately,
the
but going
setup.
forward, it's gonna save.
Yeah, it's gonna save like over 3,000 a year, yeah. And it'll still cost us less this year, even using them for setup, so.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Okay. Then I'll make a motion to authorize the township manager to use the IT department LLC with a cost not to exceed $2,000 to assist with the website conversion.
That's it.
That's it. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Message board advertising policy.
So now that we have this nice new sign out front, we have suddenly been contacted by a lot of folks about wanting to advertise on our nice new sign. So I've essentially told people no at this point because we don't have a policy. I would tend to say we should probably just keep it to township business and our affiliates, so fire company is affiliated with the township.
Park and rec.
Park and rec, that sort of thing. If that's okay with you guys, I can work with Ken to develop a policy along those lines. If you would like to expand that, I guess I need some guidance on where you'd like
I'm
to
not
go
looking
with
to
it.
rent out the sign.
What's that?
I'm not looking to rent out the sign.
Okay, good.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean,
Townships usually use more public service announcements too, and
Right.
alerts.
Yeah.
you know, and that's, I think, part of the issue is, you know, opening that up to renting it, I don't know where that's gonna go, right?
So are we voting on something, or do I have to wait for public comments?
I mean.
Because I didn't bring a pencil or paper to write all my notes down.
Can we, this is a procedure here.
If you're going to vote on something, I'm not suggesting, I'm just advising that you can invite public comment before a vote, that's common practice. The policy doesn't address it, it only talks about items that are not on the agenda.
Let's discuss the sign.
All right. Well, look, we're not making a move, there's no action being taken on this at this point, so Frank, just hold your comment till the end, please. Thank you. Free wood policy.
All right, so we've been contacted by folks who would like to go into our parks and gather up down trees for firewood. There's some reliability issues relating to that. However, I did check with our insurance company, and they found it acceptable if we had like a designated place at the parking lot where the public works guys could put wood that was collected maybe on the roads or what, you know, wherever, and then just say that it's, you know, free when it's there, first come, first served sort of thing. So if the board's okay with that, we could develop a policy for that as well.
I'm good with that. Okay. Yeah, we don't want people tracking through the
We
park.
don't, no, we don't want people going
Yeah, but if
into
we have a
the
drop
park,
area, say,
but
you know.
yeah, if we had, my thought is.
I mean, the
maybe-
guys are gonna have to clean it up anyway, so let's, you know, if somebody can use it. let
Right,
them use it.
exactly, and the thought is maybe we would have one in the parking lot at Wayland Park and then one here at the township somewhere, so that, you know, the guys would know if they ended up with extra wood, they could drop it there at this point.
I mean, we're not splitting it and.
No, we're not.
We're just logging it and here it is.
Yeah,
But there's no way to make sure that it's just for the township residents, right?
there's not, no.
Is the public works group comfortable with this? You know, doing it, moving it? I know
Well,
they're
they're-
cleaning it up as it goes.
Yeah, they're cleaning it up, and, I mean, it's not them going out and like collecting it to put it there, it's if they're cleaning up something, you know, if there's a down tree on a road or something, and they have to clean it up and throw it in the truck, then it would just be the place where they would drop it, they just go to the closest spot.
And what if one of the township, the residents don't want it at all, and builds up there, is there an after plan for that? What are we gonna do with it after that? I'm sure it'll get taken, but
Yeah,
what's the,
well,
We're gonna
I
schedule
guess
a
we
bonfire.
would just,
I'm sorry?
We're gonna schedule a bonfire.
Movie night.
End of season bonfire.
I mean, I can talk to Steve and see, I mean, a lot of times, the guys themselves would take it home, I mean, they're often,
Is there a way to notify the residents when they do this, so that, you know, the township's aware on the website, or?
well, I guess the
Because I know
problem
it's a lot of
doing
work.
that is then everyone's gonna rush to that location, and then they're gonna be mad if it's not there or something, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get it as a, you know, more for, you know, not people driving through on trailers and picking it up, going to another township and knowing that, hey, I'll stop by here every day, or every other day,
Right,
so the residents can be aware of it.
What
That's
about,
Yeah.
you can ask residents, put on the website if they want to be on the call list, if they want firewood, not to make more work, you know, for you guys to, so you call, and when you have wood, they're the next in line, call them.
Notification list, not a call list, notification list.
Notification list.
So she can just email or.
I mean, how often, it's not to touch it up, how often is it gonna happen?
I really don't think it's gonna happen that often.
I
Chris,
like
what do
that,
you
right?
think, is it gonna happen very often?
No.
Yeah.
Because if a tree falls in a road, we're not gonna deal with it. We're not gonna spend more time out
Right.
causing more costs. We're gonna cut it up as fast and efficiently, open up the road, put it back in the property developer. I mean, that's
Right.
sometimes we take it away, but
Yeah,
it could be a giant piece of a tree that we're not gonna deal with.
Sure.
right,
And if we take it, like as a crew, like we take it home because we all burn wood, it's only if we can take it and put it in our truck. That's what happens.
I would just like to, some type of notification for the residents, if there is a notification list, or, I don't know what the procedure is.
all right, well, we can look into that.
All right. Audio tape policy.
There's been some recent conflict relating to audio taping. So we're not taping tonight, but it might be helpful if the board could adopt a policy relating to audio tapes. If Kate does feel like she needs to tape a meeting. Generally, the audio tapes are just for her to do minutes with, rather than, you know, trying to distribute them to the public. I mean, the public's welcome to come and they can tape the meetings, or I think they're often recorded, I guess not tonight. Oh, are they? Is there a recording? Okay, sorry. I guess we're just looking for some guidance from the board if you'd like us to develop a specific policy on this.
Well, you should have a policy,
So,
so there's no misunderstanding. if there's a
correct,
policy.
exactly. So are you okay if the policy is that we do not give out the audio tape? My understanding is from the past manager that has been the policy, but I don't have it in writing anywhere.
trying to remember, another municipality or two, I think, sort of have open records policy that identifies who, responds to those things, and there's also a section about recording of meetings, and the fact that the tapes are really only for the purpose of assisting the township manager's office in drafting, after which the tape is erased and used next month.
Right.
And I just don't know if it makes more sense to just have a separate policy about that, or include it, and you may even already have a policy, so I could kind of run through your ordinance book and see if there's a logical place to append it, or do a separate short policy that the policy of this township will be, whoever's taking the minutes will use a device to record, not to be made public, sole purpose. And I know that's a common practice in other local municipalities.
Right.
And that's
Is that what we
that's
want
why
the
they-
policy to be?
I think we want to be in line, let's see what other folks are doing and try to draft the policy along those lines.
Maybe this,
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna get to this part of the policy or discussion, but other municipalities do more, also some broadcasts or meetings, live streaming and so forth. And I think that's a discussion for another day. I don't know, if that to be discussed tonight or at some later time, but, I would say more often than not, municipalities are not doing that, broadcasting, live streaming, et cetera, and they're doing what I just described.
Right.
Recording simply for the purpose of assisting the person taking the minutes.
All right, yeah, why don't we, we can get that policy.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to do that?
I don't think so. Do you want a motion? I mean, at this
Direct me
point,
to-
You're gonna direct him
Yeah.
to.
Ah.
Okay. So I'm going to direct you, or do you need a motion for me to direct you to do it?
You need a motion to
Okay.
direct him.
Then I will make a motion for Ken to develop a policy in regards to all your tapes and policies. Do I have a second? All in favor? Okay. All right. Public comment period. Any public comments? Frank, step up to the podium, please.
All right. But you remember it all now. First of all, I guess, I think, I know where you're coming from, because I walked out last month's meeting. But there's some of this stuff that you like to know what's going on. And like I said, I can't remember some of it here. The question was Saks a little bitter?
Saxon Sons was a little bit.
Okay, that's all I really wanted to know, because I know it's here.
I was gonna mention something, because I remember you had a
Yes.
question about that.
There was other things, the taking of the wood and all. Now, I don't know if it's a good idea, I don't know if it's the greatest idea, because I think you're gonna have some people now starting to wanna go in and get the wood. We don't have the people here to monitor it, we don't have a police force, so I think if we're inviting people or something there, that they're gonna start going in. I like the wood,